Hello, and welcome to 16 Candlekeeps, the place for the 80s past the Def 6. Episode 2 of Descent into Avernus, the new campaign. As always, please drop a like, hit subscribe, and gently ring the bell so you don't disturb the elf singing in the tavern. For those that remember, last episode we were in the Elf Song Tavern in the middle of Baldur's Gate as our new party started to look into some murders that have been happening around the city due to the cult of the dead free. Insert Metallica riff here, audio editor, thank you. The copyright. We just sent Winston upstairs to look into a nautical-looking lass known as Tarina, who is a contact of Captain Zodge. The ladies are downstairs at the bar. There's a couple of people upstairs with Tarina and Winston. We left off just as she turned around with a face of thunder and was introduced to Winston. So, you have just asked, would you be Tarina, I believe was the last line was said. Mm-hmm. She turns around and goes, right, I am Tarina. May I ask who you are?
Absolutely. The name's Wyrd, Winston Wyrd. Just have a few questions, a few queries, and let's start with, how are you today?
I'm enjoying the quiet of the room, if you don't mind.
Enjoying the quiet of the room would be terrible if, am I going to write? Yes, I am.
And she just slowly moves fingers up to the temple and starts rubbing the temple.
Seems to have a headache.
Who are you?
We've already established this. It's Wyrd, Winston Wyrd.
Oh, okay, and not just moniker, but who are you? And gestures up and down at you.
Weird.
Oh, I'm getting that. Who are you being sent by to talk to me? Because nobody comes in here just talking to me.
Oh, that's a shame. Unfortunately, yes, I am here on some kind of business. The captain sent me. He'll just flash the signature and then just disappear it again. So we are here investigating the recent murders. I would like to try and talk through this a little bit more privately, so that I'm not just endangering you by me talking so loudly and so brashly about things that you probably don't want made public knowledge.
I have nothing that I'm upset with any of these herein, and she points around the room at the three other people on the floor. However, I only owe Captain Zodge a favour. I don't owe Winston Wyrd a favour. So I apologise, I can't be any more service of this time, unless you'd like to make it worth my while. And she grins at you.
And how would I go about doing that?
Are you alone, or have you got a party with you?
Oh, well, that's a very personal question. At the moment, I am alone. However, I do enjoy walks along the beach. I do enjoy a nice meal. I'm definitely, I would say, a big fan of adventure. And I do enjoy snuggling up with a good book.
Okay, you're not the one I need to talk to. Go back to Zodge and ask him for someone else to talk to, because we're not going to get on.
Okay. Not a personable person. Oh, I'm not going back to the captain. He had no further knowledge that he could divulge. Quite frankly, all we really want to do is just find out, so how many deaths have there been? How many of these murders have you investigated? And where can we find the cult of the dead three?
There's been about 3 murders.
3 murders.
All in random locations.
Ooh, lovely. Just not smart enough to figure out a link.
She grins. And the third will cost you. Just not smart enough to bring any coin.
Well, I've never once said that I didn't have coin. I just don't really see any information that's actually worth paying for right now.
That's because you're looking in the shop window, not at the counter.
Well then, let's see. So, if I were to give you 3 pieces of gold for 3 murders worth of information, how does that go?
Put your coin away, lad. Look, have you brought anyone else with you, or are you alone in the vicinity of this building? Have you got backup should anything go down? I'm not going to attack you, but I'm asking, do you have confidants?
If I can be entirely frank with you, they sent me to talk to you because they are not people either.
Perfect.
They are more kill first, ask questions later kind of people. One
Double
of them
perfect.
might even be able to ask those questions after you're dead.
Triple perfect. Take me to your people.
This way.
Excellent. And she gets up and follows you. As you come downstairs, you both of you downstairs at the table see Winston and this lass coming down the stairs in the carabiners hanging off the pockets and stuff of her trousers. She's got leather waistcoat, very plain dressed. Comes down and starts to look around. I'll assume it's those two, and walks over to the table, sits down without asking, and just looks at the pair of you.
You must be Tarina.
And you must be Trouble.
I'm going to slide my second glass of wine over to her.
Lovely. She takes it, drinks it.
Drank any of that second glass of wine.
Right. Your charming bookkeeper over here has just been upstairs asking me about some information. I need some assistance before I'm happy to give over the final piece of information that you're looking for.
What assistance are you looking for?
Well, in about half an hour to an hour's time, that door's going to open, and she points towards the main door of the building. And
that is what door?
Sometimes they close as well, and sometimes they don't open because they're locked. This time
sometimes they're jars.
No, they're always open or closed. We don't leave them ajar, otherwise cats get in. Anyway. We are going to have a couple of visitors to the Elf Song who are looking to do me ill harm. Now I, although brash and very good with a blade, am only one person. Now if I were to do the maths on this one, and winks at Winston, now there's 4 of us if you want some information.
Who exactly is going to be coming through the door?
Deadeye.
Who is that?
An associate.
Do I know that name?
Make a history check for me.
I'm just going to flat out say I don't know who it is.
Now, as a Baldurgatian or a Baldurian, we would only have one person who might know the name. What you got?
7.
7. You know that people with that sort of name may have ties to a certain Nine Fingers in the city, but other than that, that's all you could probably pull from the name Deadeye. It's not. It's definitely you can tell it's a nickname of a person. You know that normally people with that sort of nickname have something to do with the guild in town, but not a lot else you can think of. Deadeye is an associate of mine who, unfortunately, we ended our contract on bad terms about a year ago, and he has been looking for me up and down the coast ever since.
Messy break up.
Not a relationship in that instance.
But basically, you're
Good.
looking for bodyguards as
To
payment for our information that
know.
we're seeking, right?
Yes. I have all the money I wanted off that idiot, and you are welcome to take any money that his body leaves, but he's not leaving this room breathing, if you catch my drift.
Does he or will he tend to come alone, or will he have associates himself?
He will have associates, which is why I'm suggesting I would like to borrow your services before I give you the payment of answers.
And absolutely fine. I agree. I'm here for this.
Well, I have one. You two?
So I'm totally behind, some justice and making sure that the bad people are no longer bad. But the barkeep guy isn't very happy about fighting happening. So is there any way that we could, anticipate it and do it outside?
Alan, put it on my tab. And you just see the half-elf behind the bar just rubs his forehead and just slowly ducks behind the bar.
Okay, so we are doing it inside.
Okay, I'm in then.
Good to know.
I'll try and keep the damage minimal. And she'll, salute to the barkeep. You
Two.
can't see her because he's ducked down.
Winston Wyrd.
Winston will fight. Right.
Sure.
I have
Good.
3. Excellent. So, if you would like to have a wander around, chat with any of the locals, by all means. But keep an eye out, and I'll give you a sign when Deadeye appears. And we'll deal with him, and then I'll tell you what I know. Call the 3 murders in different locations that have been investigated to the best of my ability, just hasn't been informed of my ability, as a prepayment.
What did Winston actually say to you upstairs?
He was as charming as you can imagine. And she kicks the chair back and wanders back upstairs.
Did she tell you anything upstairs, Winston? Or did you guys come straight down here to ask for help?
There was some information that there had been 3 murders so far, each supposedly in random locations. They're not going to be random at all. There will be a pattern. That pattern will lead us to exactly where these people are, or they're just missing something very basic about who these people are and their possible links to one another. Potentially, they even are going to be these 3 murders. Dead 3? I'm just saying, it's not that far of a leap. Seems like quite an easy link. The murders are possibly going to be linked to each of these gods.
Yeah. Yes.
So,
Okay.
you're currently in the bar. You've been asked to stick around for an hour or so until these people turn up. What would you like to do?
Well, Cheryl's going to get another drink.
Excellent.
Is that really wise, considering the fact that you have just dragged us into a fight? Are you going to be able to fight with that much drink in your system?
Yes.
What's your constitution modifier?
I have no idea.
That was a very
Let me
cocky
look up,
yes.
let me look up my actual character sheet. It's +1.
+1?
Yep.
Okay. I'm going to say one more drink and you're going to start checking if
Yeah, that's
you're
fine.
okay. But they're wine. They're slow burners. It's fine. You have knocked one back, but you haven't said you've been knocking all of them back.
Oh, yeah, I did knock the second one back.
Oh, you knocked the second one back. Okay.
I did,
Well,
yeah.
with this one then, let's, for fun, give me a constitution check. Just to see how
Oh.
you're doing.
Yep. I'm going to use my actual dice so I don't waste half an hour. 18.
18? Yeah?
Yeah.
You've got a warm buzz, but it's not like putting you off. You're in focus, you've got control. You're just in that nice area of, I can feel it coursing, but it's not affecting anything at the moment.
Yes. I'm not downing the third one because I'm not stupid.
Okay.
But the first two have gone.
Okay. Lovely. So you get yourself a drink, mark off another copper.
Yeah.
And then, what would you guys like to do for the next hour or so whilst waiting for Deadeye and his associates, as you've been told?
Is the booth that she normally sits in still empty?
Yeah, no one's come in since this conversation has happened, and you notice not a lot of people have come in since you've arrived, and over the next hour you'll notice not a lot of people arrive either.
Cool, so I would like to claim that booth towards the end of that hour, so it's definitely still there.
That's fine.
For
Yes.
us. I have plans. In general, I would probably just be the local teenage rebel, just going around and just asking people if they know anything, and like a just general gossip.
Okay.
Because that usually gets answers.
That's fine. Make a persuasion check for me, just with chatting with the one or two people who are in the bar. Just here. Also that in a minute, actually.
Thank God I had +6 because that was still rubbish.
Damn,
8.
+6. 8, lovely. So
I rolled 2.
So you wander around. There's no one downstairs other than the two bodyguards at the door, or the bouncers, and the bar staff. You've had a chat with the bar staff briefly. You go upstairs to see if there's anyone up there, and you you see the Goliath, the Tabaxi, and the dwarf. You're told that the Tabaxi and the Goliath are new in town. They've just been travelling. They met up north and have come down here on holiday to look into some fun things. But that's as much you get out of them. And then the dwarf, you realise as you see that he's holding the book upside down trying to read it. As you try to interrupt him, you then pull the book down and notice that there are glasses with drawn-on eyes behind the book. You then pull the glasses down and you see closed eyes, and then you see the moustache starting to rise and fall with him snoring gently.
Also,
Excellent.
no information gained from anybody.
Yeah, apparently no one in town or in the building at the moment has much information. If you check in with the bouncers, they tell you. So the animated armor won't talk, but the half ogre in very broken common explains that pirates, Deadeye pirates.
Pirates, Deadeye pirates.
Yep.
Cool.
Really love the idea of that.
Yep.
Okay.
For the other two, anything you'd like to do?
Cheryl would like to just look around, listen in to conversations without having to make conversation.
Yeah.
But also just sharpening both of her hand axes.
Yeah. I'm going to say for you then, if you're listening in,
Yep.
probably let's go with a sleight of hand check just to see if you're able to keep it from looking like you're eavesdropping sort of thing.
I only got a 6.
6. So from the dwarf,
Not very subtle.
From the dwarf, you learn that you can have multiple sleep apneas and has different snores for each of them. And from listening, for the first few minutes, you just hear that the Goliath and the Tabaxi are interested in looking into the Serpent Hills and the Forest of Claws, I believe is the one in the area, as they're looking to see what sort of creatures they can find in the area. And just as the Tabaxi notices you're listening, he mentions that his minions should be back shortly with his first errand.
Right. Thank
But
you.
then he stops. He realises you're listening and kind of gets back to just playing cards with the Goliath and goes quiet. And then, you wander around a bit more.
Okay.
Lovely. Winston?
Thank you.
Let's see here. Would we be classifying this around like a short rest?
Yeah, you'd be spending an hour just sat waiting.
Fantastic. I'm going to use Arcane Recovery to just get back that Mage Armor spell slot because, I'm lucky that lasts for 8 hours. So yeah, he's just sort of going through, looking at different spells and things that he's got, trying to be like, right, okay, so this one is okay for combat. This one is for detecting magic. Really, really helpful. This one we don't have a component for. This one has a royalty charge to it. This one's defensive. This one's defensive. This one will make things sparkly. Okay. Mm-hmm. And then just look at his knife, which is just a letter opener, and be like,
Excellent.
Gonna be fine.
You got this. You got this.
Yeah.
Wizards at level 1 are never a problem.
Yeah. So my con modifier, just so everyone knows, is +0. So I have just wizard hit points, and that's that.
Okay.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Remember, kids, D&D wrote this game, not me. I am only playing what the book told me to do.
I feel like there's going to be some ridiculous shit going on, but it's fine. It's fine.
Lovely. So around the last hour, part of the hour, you start to kind of congregate around into the booth at the end of the row and await whatever signal Tarina's going to be pulling. You notice that around the same time you move over to the booth, the 3 individuals that are upstairs, the Tabaxi, the Goliath, and now awoken dwarf, are sent down grumbling and told to go sit into another booth, but Tarina doesn't come down. You overhear the grumblings of, I don't know why I have to come downstairs, and all that from the 3 of them. And then there is a quiet anticipation that kicks in the room. And finally, the door creaks open around about, you imagine with the time you've been in and wandering around, it's about 2 in the afternoon or so now. And you hear the creaking of the door and the gentle sound of footsteps coming in. For anyone who is facing the door from the booth... Oh, sorry, go on. What have we got?
When the guys get sent down the stairs to sit in a different booth, I'm going to take that as my cue to cast Minor Illusion, and I'm going to make it look like she's sat in the booth with us. Excellent.
Lovely. So you two both see Katherine suddenly now looking like Tarina in the booth with you. So just on the thing, as I say, whoever is... So you'd have like your typical... There's a booth with like long pews either side of the table. Whoever wants to be sitting with their back to the door, by all means do. Whoever's sitting with the facing towards the door, you would see 7 individuals come into the bar. There is a typical looking pirate captain with an eye patch, scraggly beard, hat... tricorn, a couple of gold necklaces hanging off his neck.
Yeah,
that's him.
Deadeye.
Deadeye.
He steps in, human in race, and behind him a couple of human looking like definitely pirate bandits, like the neckerchief over the head, like haven't had a good shower in a couple of weeks, not really worried about how much skin is showing. Lots of string with different teeth and stuff on. all wearing trousers, but the shirt over with the waistcoat underneath isn't always a look that they want. And walking in, the two of them look around and go back outside. The half ogre and the animated armor suddenly kind of stiffen up behind them as the remaining 4 individuals, as well as the remaining 3 members, as well as Deadeye, start to walk into the center of the room. And Deadeye goes, "Right then, a round of drinks to anyone who can tell me where Tarina is, or whatever she's going by in this city."
Oh, she's right here.
Oh, for God's sake.
Excellent. So you go, she's right here. He turns and grins and just walks over with a gentle limp towards the table and looks directly at the 3 of you, then towards you, Katherine. I believe you've got some of my gold, lass. Fancy coughing it up, or should I beat it out of you?
Just as a quick question.
Yep.
A very, very quick question. Is this whole situation here, how far away are the other ones from him?
So they're kind of stood near the door still. They've kind of all stood in that kind of like kind of sharks versus jets at the back, all clicking, ready for the fight. They're more at the back, staying in a line around the doorway. You would be, just for if you needed that sort of range thing, you'd be looking about 30 feet or so away from you in a row, the remaining 3 of them.
Cool. Fantastic. So, my round of drinks? You said if anyone has information, get a round of drinks.
Aye, lad, you can have it in a minute. I'm just going to wait for the answer from your compatriot here. And looks towards Tarina as well.
She's still silent.
Kind of feels like someone's going back on their deal a little bit.
He reaches into an inside pocket and then just drops 3 gold coins in front of you.
Fantastic. Cool. Wonderful. So Winston's just gonna scoop the 3 of them up. Just flick one up in the air.
Yep.
And say, have you ever heard of Jim's magic missile?
Oh, God.
Jim's magic missile. Please tell me they haven't made a Jim's magic missile.
Jim's magic missile, royalty component,
yeah.
1 gold piece. That as he flicks it, it just poofs in the air. The AI logo and a little Jim winks.
Fucking Acquisitions Incorporated.
Yeah, I'm rolling that because I roll to attack that.
Yep, go for it.
All 3 darts on him.
All 3 darts on him. Lovely.
Nice.
First one's going to miss because that's only an 8. Second one's a nat 20.
Yeah!
Nice.
There's a thing on that. And the third one is a 15.
Lovely. All 3 hit.
Really hit? Wow.
No, because the first one was only an 8.
Oh, sorry,
Yeah,
I misheard that. Sorry, I misheard it. With that, the second 2 hit. Sorry, the 8 is not. I'm looking at my wrong sheet.
Cool. So, for the one normal one, that is gonna be only 2 force damage.
2 force damage. Lovely.
The critical hit, rather than it being double dice, it says if the attack roll scores a critical hit, the target of that missile takes 5d4 force damage instead of you rolling the damage twice.
Nice. Go for it.
1. Oh my God. 2.
2.
Come on. 5. 7. 9. 9 force damage.
9 force damage. Lovely.
So yeah, I create 3... I want to read this because it's great. I create 3 twisting, whistling, hypoallergenic, gluten-free darts of magical force.
Jim Dark Magic, thank you.
I think that is important, because if he has celiac disease, you don't want to make him ill, so...
Exactly.
Oh yeah, offensive
important.
magic, you don't want to cause anyone any harm.
No,
Not
no.
that. Like, I want it actual damage, not,
Bad form,
like...
Peter,
Like
bad
promising,
form.
yeah.
Not allergies.
Lovely.
There we go.
So, you ask him, has he heard of this? He looks at you confused through the one eye that you can see, and then you flick the coin and they all just disappear, and then shaboof, one of them just goes errant, flying away. You're not sure if it's a trademark problem or if it's the fact that, the C team need to look into it. You then have a moment where time kind of freezes for a moment, as, there's almost like a holding of breath in the entire room as everyone goes, he's just attacked Deadeye, what's gonna happen?
Oh, this is bad. This is bad.
Almost point marking the whole thing, the elf ghost in the corner suddenly stops and starts hollering a song in Elvish, which has had an immediate change. It's not in there's a bar brawl kind of way, it's this kind of some pathetic kind of announcement that he starts shouting out. Does anyone speak Elvish other than the obvious half-elf?
Me.
So 2.
I thought I did. No, I do not. I do not.
Lovely. So you don't understand this,
No.
Cheryl, but the other 2, you hear calling out and almost punctuating the silence of the room. Oh, sing a song of Alteral, of water, woods and hill. The sun dawns on her ruddy cliffs, and the fields green and still. This land of long abiding joy, home of the strong and brave, renowned by all across the realms and never once a slave. Oh, sing a song of Alteral, when foes are at her door, her fields torn by cloven feet from some infernal shore. Arise, since fallen hell riders, take up your swift keen swords, then charge once more the hellish fray, and scatter devil hordes. Oh, sing a song of Alteral, and when the night does fall, sleep safe beneath companions' light until the dawn does call. We're bound by mortal covenant, the only ends with death, and so we sing of Alteral until our final breath. I will send that in the chat so you've got that for your notes and stuff. But he just calls this out and then disappears. The ghost, just disapparates.
Did we all just take a minute to watch him sing and then he's gone?
Yep.
Did that just hold up the entire fight that I'm pretty sure is coming?
Which is then punctuated on the last line as Tarina jumps over the balcony and slaps the back of Deadeye, landing behind him. Now we roll initiative!
Yeah!
Right, let's pull up some battle
roll
stuff.
initiative.
You are currently in the booth itself, the table in between you. You've got the sword and shield. The 2 swords is going to be Deadeye. The star behind that is Tarina. Then the 3 fists, 30 feet away or so towards the door, are the 3 bandits that are still there, and behind them, played by the Hogshead, will be the half ogre, excuse me. And the animated armour will be played by the Cog. Lovely.
Excellent.
So, with that, let's get some initiative down. Roll.
13 for Cheryl.
13 for Cheryl.
15 for Katherine.
13, 15 for Katherine.
21 for Winston.
Wow.
God damn.
All right, Winston.
21. Lovely.
Yeah. I didn't want to be going that quick, but that's fine.
Lovely.
I mean, I really tried to roll higher, but you know me and my rolls.
Okay, it's
It's
okay,
not
it's okay.
Tavern Bros.
I was say, at least I'm nowhere near my bin. It is on the
Yeah.
opposite side of the room.
Yeah!
The ghost is gone, but the band's still here.
I can only fight to this sort of music.
Lovely. So, you all have this moment of like freezing, and everyone kind of turns to watch the ghost do this weird thing because it kind of catches everyone off guard. It then blinks out of existence. Tarina jumps down and lands on the back of Deadeye, slapping him across the back of the head, which he'll take damage for. Unfortunately, it's only a slap, so. Tarina has a strength of nothing, so it's just 1 damage. Lovely. So we start at the top of the round with Winston Wyrd. What would you like to do?
Cool. So I would like to cast Mage Hand.
Yep.
And I would like to move the eye patch from that one over to the other eye.
Excellent. I'm going to say, just because it's trying to interact with his eye patch he's wearing, let's go with roll a dexterity check with the hand.
Okay. Not ideal. That's a 6.
He, in the commotion of getting slapped in the back of the head, his head rocks back a bit, and he kind of batters away the hand as he's almost like not sure what's coming at him. It tries to grab Purchase, but it just it's knocked off course by the fact that he's moving around so much. So if anything, he just gets poked in the eye and has a moment of going, "Ah, you fucker," which I'll give you another point of damage for. But other than that,
I'm hoping that the distraction is enough to grant someone else advantage. I'm just,
No, that's cool. He's currently trying to bat away this thing and is getting royally annoyed. Anything else for you, or are you just sinking into your seat?
Yeah, I should probably get out of the way for the barbarian. So yeah, I'm going under the table.
Excellent. You take a moment and just slide under the table. Let me...
No. Oh.
Just for the sake of clarity, let's pop you there. So, although you're under the table, you are just in front of the current Deadeye, flattering around at the hand in front of him. That is excellent. That'll bring us to Katherine.
Cool. I'm gonna do my classic move for the first time in game. I'm gonna cast my Mind Sliver.
Excellent. What did that do?
I drive a disorienting spike of psychic energy into the mind of one creature within range. It's a 60-foot range, but I'm picking Deadeye.
Excellent.
Wow. Okay.
They have to make an intelligence saving throw, please.
Intelligence save from Deadeye.
By the way, I still look like Tarina.
No, that's cool.
Because it's a minute.
That's an 8 on the roll.
Yeah, that fails. So let me roll for some damage. That is 6 points of psychic damage, my friend.
Lovely. So you take a moment, you focus on the now flailing Deadeye, and you kind of focus your eyesight on him and send like a bolt of psychic energy towards him, and you just watch as he kind of just grabs at his head after wiping his eye away. He then starts grabbing at his head, just screeching in pain. Lovely. Anything else for you?
For the next saving throw that you make before my next turn, I can take 1d4 away from your
Excellent.
roll.
Lovely.
But that's
Lovely.
No.
Good to know indeed. That brings us to Cheryl. What are we doing, Cheryl?
Cheryl takes one of her hand axes and stabs it at Deadeye.
Okay, throws it or stabs it. Double checking because you'd have to move
How
up.
far away is he?
So if you want to, you'd have to get up and stand next to him essentially. So you'd only be moving 10 feet away, but it's still, if you're wanting to physically swing it and not throw it, you'd have to get up into melee range with him.
I will do that.
Okay, so you just slide across the booth, get up, pull the hand axe, and then just swing with precision. Go for it.
Yep, 22.
Fucking hell, yeah, that hits.
Okay, that is 9 slashing damage.
9 slashing damage. Lovely.
Straight to the middle of his face.
Excellent. as he's already grabbing at his head and then trying to panic, batting away at his hand, and then everything just seems to be going for him. You then just cleave across. You catch just in the middle of his face, scoring across his nose. It opens up the leather eye patch, so you just now see a gaping hole where his left eye should be. With that falling away, it looks like it's healed over, but it's still quite tender. And that anything else for you there, or is that all we've got?
I would like to try and move towards the 3 fists.
Lovely. So, how much speed you got left? You got 20?
Yes, I've done 10, haven't I? So yeah, I've got 20 left.
20. Lovely. So you just walking past, score across his face, and then continue walking past. He will kind of bat away at you with one hand that does have a blade in it to try catch you as a attack of opportunity. Oh, now I'm rolling good. Unnatural 20.
Oh yeah, that hits.
Excellent. Myth Barbarian, you'll be taking... where have you gone? Did I roll the right one? Yes. You take 5 points of slashing damage.
Okay.
Oh.
As he scores across you with a blade, he pulls it out as you're walking past, almost like to defend against that attack, and swipes down the side of your arm. You have a cut open up, but it's not too deep. It stings, but you just kind of walk it off and start walking towards the free over in the corner.
Yeah, because I'm using rage as my bonus action for the next one.
Lovely. That is your turn. That'll bring us to Bandit number 3, please. Who is going to, seeing this happen, is going to open fire at Tarina.
Oh.
Which one?
Which one?
Wow, that's the question, isn't it?
Which one does he think
Did you
it
just deflect damage to yourself? Is that what just happened?
Well, it's more just trying to work out if I'm being attacked or if the real Tarina's being attacked.
He raises a crossbow, just seeing Tarina in the booth, then sees the one fall behind, turns again and just kind of shrugs his shoulders, fires. It goes over the shoulders of Tarina, who is behind Deadeye, and it just catches a bottle behind the bar as it shatters into pieces, and you just hear, "That'll be 10 gold, you idiot!" from behind the bar. That's his turn. That brings us to... Excellent. That brings us to... Excuse me a moment as something happens. Nope. So, you see, as this happens, probably the best sight for this would be Cheryl, who is looking at the 3 of them as he walks up. Cheryl, you are walking towards the 3 of them. The one on the far right, who's just in front of the half-ogre, raises the crossbow and shoots. Then the one on the left of the 3 of them takes a moment and looks down at his dagger in his hand, and then just swings up and stabs the face of the one in the middle.
Oh my god! What?
With a natural 20. Jesus Christ.
Okay. That was unexpected.
Actually, it wouldn't be a dagger, it's a scimitar, excuse me. So that'll hurt even more. So... 4 plus...
Man, I really wish that I wasn't under the table then, because I have no idea. And
that one falls back a bit. It's like, what the fuck are you doing, you idiot? I just had that nose fixed by the doctor. That brings us to him, who turns around and swings with his scimitar towards the other one. Which, not a natural 20, that one's just a 17, but will hit. So that's 4 points of damage against him. Lovely. That brings us to Deadeye, who is going to look around the room. He has to do a saving throw, if I remember rightly, for the mines.
He does.
That's a fail. That's 2 plus 2, so 4. Does that? Sorry, with Mind Swipe, Does that do extra damage? Sorry.
Mind Slither.
Mind Sliver, sorry, yeah.
It's off of a saving throw. So if you make a saving throw, it's just 1d4
Oh, sorry.
off of the value of
I think I must have put something in my head that he has to do another saving throw at the end of his turn or beginning of his turn because of the damage in his head. Or am I?
No.
I've added that somewhere else.
No,
Excuse me.
that just has to be... I can only take that extra d4 off.
No worries. There's no saving throw.
For my next turn.
Sorry, not a problem. So that's his turn. He's going to look and see if he understands which one is you. So he's going to look at you and try to...
Intelligent.
Yeah. Yeah, that's not going to roll well. Intelligence, that's a 5 altogether.
No.
Nope.
He still can't work it out.
He can't work it out, so he's just going to look at you, then look at the one behind him, and just swings back with the blade at the one who's attacked him from behind. And this is where this combat gets silly. That one hits. That one will hit. And that one will hit.
Hey!
Level 1, free attacks. Thank you, Wizards of the Coast. Okay, 10, 11. She's down. She's down. Lovely. So he just takes quick swings back. He brings the scimitar that was in his hand round and then brings the dagger up underneath and catches her in the bottom of her jaw. And you just hear the death gurgle of the blood welling up in her mouth. And then he just knocks the body back.
That's annoying.
That's annoying. We needed her.
That is. Oh, sorry.
It's only annoying because, like, an unconscious ally could still give me combat advantage, but a corpse doesn't.
Mm-hmm. Which is why
corpse can't help you.
As you see the footwork turning around and facing away from you, we're back to Winston Wyrd at the top of the round. You have the feet in front of you. There's a free way out of the table either way.
Okay.
For the audio listeners, someone was suggesting bagging him.
Okay. This is absolutely fine. Everything is fine here. So yeah, I'm gonna stab his foot.
Excellent. Roll for attack. You'll have advantage because he can't see you.
So that would be a... Yeah, that's right. You're seeing a wizard using a melee attack. 16!
Yeah! And it hits.
Ridiculous. That is 4 piercing damage.
Oof, you belter. As you just swing out, I'm going to say because he's facing away, there's a very dark moment that comes through my mind. Apologies. He swings at the back of the ankle, and luckily there's some leather stopping it, but there's a moment where you know where you're swinging, and you watch as his leg kind of gives way and buckles a little bit on the one that you catch, as you do some decent damage to his Achilles tendon inside the boot.
Oh, nasty.
Fascinating. Can I, just make a mental note of that and just, to write that down for later?
Yep, you make a note that should be something I would make a note of later. Lovely, that brings us to Katherine. What are we doing, dear?
He's still under the table, right?
Yes.
And Cheryl is more than 15 feet away from me?
Yes, yeah. 20 feet away.
Yeah.
Cool. I'm gonna do colour spray.
Oh god.
Go for it.
Oh god, we're gonna die.
I take 3 different coloured sands and I throw it into the air, and basically it casts a 15-foot cone of all of these flashing coloured lights. I now need to roll 6d10 and then take damage from that. I don't have that many d10s in front of me, so I use a D&D.
Yeah, it's extreme disco ball. I love this thing.
It's
one woman rave.
It's the joy of going. I have a bastard who can do 3 attacks around and quite a bit of hit points, and now suddenly a level 1 does 60, 10, 28. God damn.
It's not damage. It does right.
Yeah. So the total is how many hit points of creatures the spell can affect. So creatures in a 15-foot cone originating from you are affected in ascending order of their current hit points.
Okay.
Starting with the creature that has the lowest hit points, each creature affected by the spell is blinded until the spell ends.
And they have to have hit points under 28.
Yeah.
Okay. You throw them up, and you take a moment, and as the sands kind of settle, you look at the guy, and then realise that you've thrown them in a way that it's hitting him right in the back because he's currently facing away from you. And
it's a 15-foot cone.
Oh yeah, no, I'm just trying to legitimise why he's not blinded. When you then go, okay, he should have been blinded by that, but he just kind of looks around and goes, "That's pretty."
Okay.
That's what you hear.
We just heard him on the music in the background go, ha, 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 ha.
Thank you, Sirenscape. You're making this so good. Anyway, yeah, he is not blinded by it.
That's alarming.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Anyway, anything else for you, Katherine?
I'm gonna jump up onto the table.
Yep. Lovely. You take a moment. Hear the that's pretty.
My sling.
Lovely. So you hear that. That's lovely. Realise that the blinding hasn't worked. And then jump up, pulling your sling out of whatever holster you might have it in, load a pellet in it, and just pull back, ready to go. Lovely. That will bring us to the lovely Corporal Cheryl. What are we doing?
I was making my way towards the three.
Yep.
Who seem to be dumb as rocks, to be fair. So
yep. One of them is.
I would like to. I would like to about turn and hit out at Deadeye again.
Lovely. So you're
in the back of the neck. Just to let you know, I've entered rage, so it's like laser focus on murdering this big bastard.
Okay.
So be.
You step around the body of the actual Tarina. Just take a deep breath, focus your energy, grip tightens on the handle, and just swing. Go for it.
Natural 20, so I got 26.
Yeah, that'll hit.
And he does. It does 12 slashing damage.
12 slashing. God damn.
Yes.
Lovely.
I also get to do this for another 9 rounds now.
Yes. Lovely. So you take a moment. Deep breath, grip tightens on the handle, you just walk over and smack into the back of the neck. You hear it as it hits cartilage, and you're pretty sure the head lolls a little bit, and weirdly his neck then kind of breaks and turns towards you and starts grinning over the handle of the axe. And goes, "Well, that's just unfair."
Hey, I pull the axe out of his neck. Were you saying like the axe was just embedded and I'd let go?
No, it's there. You've got it held. You then pull it out after seeing that, and you're ready for your next attack when you do it. Anything else for you?
No.
Lovely. That's going to bring us to the bandit who shot the arrow, who kind of turns around and starts looking at the other two fighting, and then will he? Yeah, he might notice that. Yeah, with that I'll say he does.
Has it been a minute yet?
No, it's only been 6 seconds.
Great, amazing. I'm still Tarina.
Forget how long this goes on for.
Yep. He is going to shoot out. Nobody's sure what's going. Actually, weird Tarina or Katherine on the on the table. You'd see over
Tarina.
the way. You see that the one that was holding the crossbow and shot off is now turned to the two that are fighting one another, looks over the shoulders of them, and then just shoots into the booth that the Goliath, the Tabaxi, and the dwarf were in.
Evolved!
However, it doesn't hit with that. Lovely. That brings us to that one. Who? Yeah, that'd be how it happened next. That's a fail. So out of the booth, You see a blue bolt of like watery magic just flies out of the booth and slams into the one that fired the crossbow into it, who takes 2 points of damage. Lovely. That brings us to the bandits who are currently fighting one another. He is going to come to his senses and realise that he's just being attacked, so we'll attack back in confusion. That will hit. And he kills his mate. Lovely. So the bandits are slowly killing one another. That
Why?
brings, who knows? Who knows? That brings us to Deadeye, who, again, broken neck.
Oh,
that
Deadeye
he's
just needs
caused,
to die now.
turns around, grins at you, Cheryl. So many C's and things. He is going to try and attack you with his attacks. Now I roll bad.
Good.
So that's a 10.
Yeah, that's fine.
A 10 to hit?
No.
Nope.
Also, because I'm raging, I have resistance to bludgeoning, piercing, and slashing.
Yep, an 8 to hit.
No.
So no. And finally, that one might. That's a 13 to hit.
That's bang on.
Yep, so meets
So
hits.
that would. Yeah.
Lovely. So that last one is the dagger. He does 6 points, so now that's half down to 3 points of piercing damage as he swings deftly with the scimitar in one hand, trying to get at you, but you think it might just be the weird angle of his head now. His accuracy isn't there. He swings wide, and then the final one just kind of flails across you. You just bring your forearm up and slap it away, but it does another gash across you. Lovely. That is his turn. That brings us back to Mr. Wyrd under the table.
Somebody kill him.
I mean, I'd love to, but
Just won't
Under the
die.
table.
You're just a voice from down there.
Hello.
Hello, I'd love to kill him.
yeah, I guess I've just got to slash again.
Yep, go for it. Roll for attack.
That's
You'll
it.
have advantage.
Okay, I'm gonna try and go for a better one than that, because that's a that one was a 15.
15 will just hit.
Okay, that's fine, because the other one was worse. I was trying to get a crit, didn't happen. That is 4 4 piercing damage.
Lovely. You swing again. You've seen what you've done. You've slashed towards the other ankle, and he has a moment where, taking that, he drops to his knees as the other Achilles tendon buckles under the strain of it, and he drops to his knees in front of Katherine to the sorry, not Katherine, to Cheryl to the left of him, and that will be anything else for you, or are you staying where you are?
I'm gonna stay here. This is fine.
Lovely. That brings us to Katherine.
I'm gonna use my sling and aim directly at his temple.
Lovely. Go for it.
Nice.
I'm going to say, because you're going for a cooled shot, there's a slight increase in his AC, but roll all the same.
Oh, too many sheets. Non-natural 20.
Lovely. That will still hit.
Cool. 1d4 plus 3. Spikey dice. 7.
7. Lovely. You hear the crunch of cartilage and bone as the pellet just slams into it, and it sits still sunk into the side of his head. And he just turns again, the broken neck crunching as he turns to look at you, and that one eye starts to spin really weirdly as if it's a glass eye in the socket. And you just hear the "I don't have a mark for you, lassie." That will be that. Anything else for you?
Get my wand.
Lovely.
She's ready to go again.
Lovely. That brings us to Cheryl. You have him
Did you say
currently.
Did you say he's fallen to his knees?
Yes, he's fallen to his knees in front of you.
He's facing me.
Yes. Facing you,
Cool.
fallen to the knees. His head has just been kind of like impacted by a metal ball bearing. He is now facing towards Katherine on the table.
Okay.
Tarina.
I'm going to hit the other side of his neck from what I hit originally with an axe.
Okay, go for it.
So,
Roll for attack.
19.
That'll
19.
just hit with because a cooled shot. I'm adding, just so you're aware, I'm adding 3 to his AC when it comes to the cooling shots, because you're specifically trying to place it in a space rather than just hitting. But even that, yeah, you'll hit.
10 slashing damage.
Well, we've had one show call out, so how do you want to do this for another call show out?
As she takes the hand axe and smashes it into his neck, it goes in deeper. It's pretty much severed his neck, but there's just a spray of blood that comes out. Everyone is drenched who's standing within range of the blood.
I'm down.
You're fine.
Covers book under the table going, fuck's sake.
Yeah. It drips off the table like, lovely. He falls forward onto his face, hopefully not squashing anybody in the process.
Yep.
I'm gonna see that.
Oh,
You're
yeah.
gonna see that, and then like right in front of Winston's face, probably, and just the blood just spurts, but gets slower and less powerful
Lovely.
as it does, and then it just trickles, and then there's nothing.
Lovely. As all this happens, Winston, you see the body land forward underneath the table, and you you notice a piece of parchment starts to fall with the knock from inside his inside pocket, and it just then lands gently on top of the pool of blood that's starting to ooze out of his neck. But that will now bring us to the remaining bandits, the one that's just been hit by the magic ball of blue takes another shot into the thing, and will hit on that one. Yes. So does... It's 1d8 with a crossbow. Not bad, not bad. 5 to that. That brings us to him, who is going to do... That one, that'll be fun. Thank God spells don't have natural 20s. I mean, they do. We do criticals, but I won't for this one. Just because it's unfair enough that it gets 46 for 9. 19. So that bandit's destroyed.
God.
So again,
Love that they're just turning on each other.
So you see for the two on the table and the one just turning away from slashing at Deadeye, you see another the guy who's firing into the booth raises a crossbow, shoots in, and then you see this time rather than a small like Hadouken, you just see like almost like a Kamehameha wave comes out and slams the body of him into the wall behind him. To which you hear, 50 gold, you fuck! That'll bring us to the last bandit, who is going to turn heel and tries to run for the door, and is caught double-handed, just for fun, as both the half-ogre and the animated armour just kind of bring fists together and clunch him in the head. He drops down. And that is combat.
Woo!
And also... where we'll be ending this episode.
Rude, we still can't get our answers!
I know!
So we'll come back next episode to find out what's going on here, why these things are happening, and what's going on.
Now what do we do?
However, for next episode, at least the players will be level 2.
Yeah.
Yay!
Yeah!
So, thank you very much for watching. Please come back next episode, and also please like, subscribe, ring that bell so you can support future content, and we shall see you for the next episode of 16 Candlekeeps. Please, all that want to say bye, say bye.
Bye!
Bye.